Good morning. Happy 4th of July to those stateside. If you're anywhere else in the world, happy free day. Just happy day to you. Good afternoon and good evening to those in other parts of the world as well. And today in the United States is 4th of July. I feel like I've already celebrated 4th of July quite a few times. With it being the weekend before and things like that. But today I wanted to share with you the Be Free card. This is a card from the Mundane to Magical deck. It's a deck of cards that I was inspired to create. Hello, Laura! It's a deck of cards that I was inspired to make to help remind myself how to move from the mundane to the magical. So often we're learning so many new tools and trying to implement all these new thoughts. And so I created this deck mainly to help myself remember them. And then people wanted them, and so I ordered some more. So that's what these are. So this is the Be Free card. This is actually from like a couple years ago. My kids and I dancing at the 4th of July in like a little garden area. But okay, this is what the Be Free card says. Let your heart, body, and spirit lead your life, while letting your mind stay focused on the present moment. Let go of what someone else might possibly be thinking, so that you can step into true freedom, allowing the dreams and visions within us to take root, so that we may live an inspired and authentic life, fulfilling our greatest vision for our lives, guiding our children to live their lives with freedom and authenticity. So, good morning, Maria. That was, I was just reading from the Be Free card. I thought it was appropriate today. The Be Free card from the Mundane to Magical deck. And those are available on the magicalmothering.com site if you're interested in those. Sorry if it's a little glitchy. Yes? Are we okay? All right, hopefully. Okay, so happy 4th of July. Good morning, good morning. I'm so excited to be with you guys this morning. Yesterday, my gosh, I was still on like the tail end. I don't know if you guys saw the Friday. I was very emotional from Thursday. So starting Thursday, I was very emotional. Friday, very emotional and just busy. And then Saturday, busy. Sunday, busy. And then yesterday, crash. Oh my gosh. I went, oh gosh, I've really got to deal with these emotions, because I was like super excited, super like sad, super excited, super feeling, and one thing that I absolutely love about Rudolf Steiner, he is the creator of Waldorf education, which I love his works. I dove very deeply into studying Rudolf Steiner's work and have incorporated a lot of his philosophical ideas into my own work. And one of the things that he talks about is your emotional, he calls it equanimity. You should strive to have equanimity in your life, which means no emotion super up here and no emotion super down here, but to like ride a wave of evenness. And this will create balance in your life, as well as consistency and level thinking and thoughts that are controlled and articulated, so that we can actually create our magical lives. Pretty awesome stuff. So, hey Denise, good morning. Thanks for being here. And so whenever my emotions are like, crazy roller coaster, I go, I'm very far from being equanimous. I think that's how it's said. From getting any sort of equanimity in my life. And so, of course, my kids are going to be like, right? Like seesaw. And that's we don't want to be examples of seesaw emotions for our children. And we are all on this journey together. We are all constantly learning and growing. And hopefully we can just acknowledge that and say, okay, I'm being a little wackadoodle. I need to step back and look at what this is coming from. So, yes, so I realized, I went, "Ah, really? I have had so many intense bath nights lately. I had to take a shower Thursday night with a salt scrub, and I don't know, I think this moon is kind of crazy too. For those of you that follow the moon, there's a lot going on with this moon, which is beautiful. I just wasn't quite prepared for all of the diving deep that I was going to do. Oh, and before I say any more, I know, off track. I was in the grocery store yesterday. Sorry to stop that story. I was in the grocery store yesterday and I saw a friend of mine who I haven't seen in a long time. And I said, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in such a long time. She goes, I see you every day. And it made me laugh. And I went, I didn't know you were on here. You never say hi. And she's like, I don't want to say hi. Don't call me out. I don't want you to say my name out loud. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But I just wanted to acknowledge for just a second all of the women that are watching, that are being a part of this Facebook Live and maybe not saying anything. I just want to acknowledge you and say thank you for being here and for watching this. And if you want to get brave enough and just say hi, that way I can see you too and connect with you, because it makes my heart happy to connect. Okay, back to the story. So, emotions, up and down, and I knew last night, my husband was going to be at band practice. My kids were exhausted. They went to bed early. Good morning, Martha. And so I went, okay, this is a bath night. It's going to be a doozy because these feelings have been huge. And I'm like, I'm on Facebook and I'm reading this awesome book that I got. It's called In Tune with the Infinite from 1897. All about how to literally get to manifest our dream lives. I'm like, oh, 1897, I love you. I will post a link. You can actually read this online for free, and I will post a link to that for anybody who might be interested in reading it. Amazing, mind-blowing, kind of deep, where you have to, I have to read it out loud and kind of deep. Yeah, so awesome. So I'm reading, I'm super distracted, I'm trying to not have a bath night, and finally I just shut the book and I went, okay, fine, I will deal with these emotions. And I know it's the same for women that we have a session scheduled. Okay, Denise, yes, absolutely, I will. I know it's the same for women that have sessions scheduled, where it's I've already scheduled a session with her. I know I'm going to have to dive deep. I know I'm going to have to feel, or I'm going to have to, look at my life in a picture maybe that I'm not quite ready to look at. But once we do, so I don't know if you guys are on my email list. If you're not on my email list, I would love to have you on my email list. I share a lot of kind of personal things through my email as well. Sometimes different than on here, but if you're not on the email list, there's still the completely free, the Ultimate Monthly Rhythm Planning Guide. It's totally new. It's got all the fill out worksheets in it. It's amazing. Go to maybe, and even in the search bar you can put Ultimate Monthly Rhythm, or even just planning, and that post should come up, and just click it, put your email in, you'll get the free rhythm planning guide, and then you'll be on my email list too. So last night in bath night, huge revelation. I immediately just started crying when I got into the bath, because I knew I had just been holding back all of the residual from Thursday, and it kept going deeper and deeper, and I went through all the relationships that I had that were just super crappy. I chose really abusive, not physically abusive, but I was in some sexually abusive situations, and verbally and emotionally abusive. And then as I went deeper and deeper, I realized that, of course, it all stemmed from my daddy issues, and oh my gosh, the wells just opened, the floodgates opened. Good morning, Gwyneth. And as these floodgates opened, all the memories and all the heartache and all the brokenness just began to pour out of me. And it was like, I'm done feeling. Can we be done with this now? And it just kept coming and coming. And I literally thought I was never going to stop crying. That's how intense it was. And that's how like just broken I felt. And then all of a sudden, I kind of like, just like kids, you know how all of a sudden they like, and they run off and go play? That was exactly how it was. It was like I cried for so long, and then it was like, it's done? Oh my gosh, it's done. I could not believe it. I could not believe that I could not believe that it was actually complete. And it felt so amazing to finally have that huge release. I just,
Bobby,
yeah, love.
there's 2 computers.
I'm going to set you up right here. And so it was just really, really.
I want cat in the hat.
Okay. Sorry. I even set them up. I said I forget it. They can watch shows while, during my 20 minutes of being on Facebook Live. So, and it just stopped. And I sat there and I went, is it done? You know, sometimes like how you're like, is this moment done? And it was. And just like contentment rushed into my life. Such contentment. And immediately I went, equanimity is contentment. Not feeling super high, not feeling super low, just feeling peace and content in the moment. And I realized that that was just a part of the journey. And it was a really, go inside please. Thank you. It was really amazing. It was amazing. And I got to a point where I've never gotten before. Even after all of this deep diving, it just kind of continuously to dive deeper. And I'm sure there's even deeper layers. And but for now, I'm like, okay, I'm back to peace. I'm back to contentment. I'm back to being steady. And so I would love, I often do the same thing in sessions with women. I dive deep, and then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I can breathe again. And then that processes, right, for a few days, a week, a month, and then it's like, okay, we're ready for another one. We're ready to go deeper. And I know a lot of you know this, but I've been on this journey of really diving deep into specifically feelings of unworthiness and feelings of not deserving, the best or even good enough, for a little over a year. So it's been this unraveling, and I think the more that I get more comfortable in my own skin, and the more that I'm willing to open up, the more life shares and shows me. So in regards, what does this have to do with our daily rhythm? So, where's your daily rhythm? Have you been filling it in? In regards to the daily rhythm of having a regular practice of just giving yourself the space to heal, just touching in, going in and saying, do I need to feel? Is there feelings that am I not feeling anything and I'm just feeling chaotic and frustrated? Definitely needing to tap in and feel a little bit deeper. And just acknowledging that there's going to be times in your rhythm, maybe as you grow closer to the full moon, tap into creating a bath night or something, some sort of a safe, sacred space that you can feel deeply. And in this little gem of a book, In Tune with the Infinite, it was talking about how our thoughts are the cause of our physical reality. So our thoughts are the cause, and our physical circumstances are the effect. And it was like, whoa, if that's true, that's powerful. I know that Law of Attraction talks about that. This is like one of the first Law of Attraction books ever written. I'm sure of it because I've heard so many. As I'm reading it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've heard that from like Michael Beckwith has used that quote. This person has used that quote, and it's all from 1897. It's like these aren't new thoughts. These thoughts are over 100 years old. And so creating space to heal. And in this book, it talks about how our thoughts, when we think thoughts, they create like castles in the air, right? So we think thoughts and they create these castles in the air. But if we just leave them there and we don't actually pull them down, we will never actually be able to walk into our castle that we want to build, right? And it's the same thing for creating our magical life. We have all these neat thoughts and we're now becoming aware, right? We're really becoming aware of our emotions, what we're busy doing, what we're distracted with this 30-day monthly rhythm. So we can actually create the castles in the air, right? This is where I'm on my journey now, law of attraction, amazing stuff. Yes. So really creating awareness. Without awareness, we can't even control our thoughts. So awareness comes first, which is why we're doing this 30-day rhythm, because we can all use more awareness no matter where we are on our journey. So awareness then leads to thought control. Thought control creates the castles in the air. Then we need the tools, which I use rituals, intentional habits, to pull those thoughts down into our physical reality, right? They can stay thoughts. And he was even saying like, the castles in the air is like when we have thoughts and then we speak them and we go, oh yeah, we're going to create this rhythm. Our husbands get driven crazy by this, right? Or our partners get driven crazy by this when we're like, we're going to create our rhythm. And they're like, yeah, weren't you already doing that? Where's your rhythm? Like, that's because we created castles in the air from thoughts to words, but didn't pull the words into our physical reality. So we are on awareness right now. When this 30 days is done, I would love for us to actually create the castles or create our magical lives. And we're going to be starting when this 30-day rhythm ends, the first week of August on that Thursday. I'll get the date out. Got to get the 30-day rhythm planner. Yes, Denise, even just like write it on a piece of paper. Start today. Otherwise, if you want, if you can get that, get the ultimate 30-day rhythm planning guide and you can print it all out. It's amazing. I really spent some quality time making all new material for it and creating something that I really hope that would help serve you. So, awareness leads to words and creating, which leads to actually manifesting in the physical reality, which I'm really excited about doing I think it's going to be a 4-month Discover Your Rhythm program. And this is going to be a group program. I'm going to have payment plans for those of you that can only afford a certain amount a month. Talk to me. I want everybody who wants to be in this program to be able to be into this program. If you need to pay it out over, 6 months rather than 4 months, please just talk to me. Anybody who is interested in doing the Discover Your Rhythm 4-month program, when we are finished with this 30 days, I want you in that space. So don't let money hold you up. If we can figure out a way to make it work, let's make it work. Okay? Yes? All right. So let's, we got to start where we are. We're all in the awareness state. We're all just really looking at where our mind is and creating this space of being present and going, this is really my life. Okay, where have my thoughts been? Where have my feelings and my emotions been? Let's get this going, right? So creating the awareness, then to speak the words, to build the castles in the air so we can literally create our magical life. Building a castle. Building a castle, you don't build a castle in a day, do you? No. Just as you don't create your magical life in a day. We need to control our thoughts, one thought at a time, so that we can actually implement our magical life into our lives. So, I hope this was helpful. I hope that kind of created some new ways of looking at things, and please continue to take your pictures. Denise, or everybody else that was on this call, please snap a picture of your monthly rhythm wherever you are. If you're on day 1, if you've missed days, wherever you are. This is not a judgment. This is just a support. Like if you have to take a picture of your rhythm every day, heck yeah, you're going to fill it out, right? I mean, I'm like, I'm going to have to show this in the Facebook Live. What did I do yesterday? You know what I mean? It's a support thing. So it's just a matter of keeping us on track so that we create the lives we truly desire. If you're content with your life where it is and it doesn't need any changing, then continue doing what you're doing by all means. But if there's things that you want to pull into your life to help grow and shift and transform, then just creating these little moments of awareness is going to be really powerful. So I thank you so much for joining me live, and for those watching the recording, for those that say hello, and for those that do not, that lurk in the background. I acknowledge all of you, and please continue to share your insights, your experiences, so that we can complete this continuation of connection. I know that you all get to see me, but I enjoy seeing you, your comments, your faces, and your experiences as well. So continue the circle and create a circle of this connection so that we can complete the circle and I can get connection from each of you guys. So thank you for being here. Happy 4th of July. Have a blessed day. Be safe out there if you're going to go out and do anything today. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Peace and blessings.